want to showcase here is Society of Physician Entrepreneurs, SOAP. Society of Physician Entrepreneurs is a large nonprofit organization that has been active. I was with them when we first started. Actually, Sridhar and myself, we started this chapter. It is great to see Sridhar back. Sridhar Prathikanti is our next speaker presenter. He's going to talk about SOAP. He's the founder of PremierIndependence.com, co-founder, president of Future World Studios, virtual reality healthcare integration, intellectual property creation of virtual technologies, business development, licensing experience, board of directors, several companies, chair of syndication at Life Science Angels, Palo Alto, and then he was the president of BayBioNEST Committee, South San Francisco. He is a great mentor, friend, and investor of startups. So welcome, Sridhar. Please go ahead and share your message about the SOAP. You may have to unmute yourself.
There we go. Thank you so much, Julie, for allowing me to be one of your prestigious, supporters. And I'm very fortunate to be on here today. I met Yuli about 8 years ago at SOAP. He and I started the San Francisco chapter. And when I say he and I is a very little I. Yuli did 99% of the work for the San Francisco SOAP chapter. I just showed up and waved my hand like the queen, right? Basically, I have 3 passionate interests for doctors. One is SOAP, Society of Physician Entrepreneurs, and that I'm the chapter president in San Francisco. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to make entrepreneurship more accessible to physicians, because the physicians are the ones that see a lot of healthcare problems, a lot of healthcare issues, and they need to troubleshoot it. But we can't, we can't really get moving without the support of doctors. And I don't mean we need financial support. It's always great to have people who want to come in and volunteer their time or invest in something. That's not the support we need. The support we need is coming in with good ideas, tapping the San Francisco SOAP members who are, leading experts in Silicon Valley on how to raise money, how to do funding, how to do things like that. And I know we are going to be working more hand in hand with Innovator MD and Yuli. So I feel that it's very, very important that people reach out. I put my contact information there in the chat line, telehealth at PremierIndependence.com. One of my real love interests is helping doctors. And I saw on the chat line one of the, when Paula Muto was speaking, and I spoke with her about 6 months ago, fabulous woman, fabulous physician there in Boston. But I saw one of the chat comments that said, I don't think we'll ever get control back of healthcare as physicians. And I would strongly recommend you to email me at telehealth at PremierIndependence.com. What we are trying to do is we are trying to unite physicians. Premier Independence right now is for psychiatrists who want to do telepsychiatry and they want to work from home. But what we offer is something much more unique. I have sponsored with I have signed up with MIEC, Medical Insurance Exchange Corporation. That's a malpractice company that is run by doctors for doctors. I would strongly advise people to get their medical malpractice through there. I'm also a member of POC, Physicians Organizing Committee, and they fight for the injustices that doctors face. Their sham peer reviews, and people are hired and fired by Wall Street, and it has absolutely zero to do with medical care. And what we need, I know there are physician organizations where they group together all the ER doctors and then they form a group. This is to help doctors in psychiatry who want to do telepsychiatry. We give them all the equipment, et cetera, know-how, and usually a psychiatrist's overhead is 40%, but we've trimmed it down to 20%, and we lease you the contract. And the point is to get doctors to be independent, in control. And what happens to doctors when they go to other organizations like an HMO or a locum tenens? You know, as soon as someone is displeased, they're just rotated out of there. And people are like, no, that can't be. I am honestly telling you, I've been a locums twice and they've just rotated me out twice at the smallest indiscretion or whatever they see as an indiscretion. Or if they just think, oh yeah, this guy's causing trouble, or oh, he's complaining about patient care, let's just get rid of him. This was at another hospital here in San Mateo County. And so this goes on all over. And so I've joined Physicians Organizing Committee in San Francisco, POC, and they really fight for doctors. I've put all my malpractice insurance for myself and my nurse practitioner under MIEC. And by the way, I don't get any money for this, okay, for saying Physicians Organizing Committee or MIEC, or, you know, Yuli is fantastic at Innovator MD. I don't get any money for this, okay? The purpose of Premier Independence is to ban as many telehealth psychiatry doctors as possible who want contracts, and I can then fight for them and say, and I charge them 20% overhead. I give them all the equipment, I give them the contract at a county hospital or at a county facility in California, and I fight for them when they say, oh, no, let's rotate out this doctor. I say, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to. You've signed a contract with us, and you can't break this contract. And if the county says, oh, well, as soon as this contract is over, we're going to go with a different locum tenens, my thing will be, so what? Go ahead and do it. You're not going to find anybody better quality than us. I'm constantly fighting on behalf of the doctors. If you go up to the chat bar and you scroll up, you can see where I'm on here. Telehealth at Premier Independence. I have my cell phone and my name. We are trying to help doctors at every step. SOAP, Society of Physician Entrepreneurs, is going to work together with Innovator MD and Yuli to try to help with fundraising, to try to help with representation. Right now, there is not a lot of avenue for telehealth, other than that I know of telepsychiatry. Obviously, way before 20 years ago was radiology. And everyone knows about that amazing innovation, Nighthawk Radiology, and all the companies that followed through, where they were getting MRIs and CT scans sent over from overseas, and they were read immediately. And I can only be envious of those doctors. And I'm glad they broke the ground for us 20 years ahead of time. I started doing telepsychiatry at the San Francisco VA. I was the first physician to do it. I was the first physician to, at the San Francisco VA and UC San Francisco, to do virtual reality for helping people undergo PTSD therapy. If there are primary care doctors and family practitioners who would like to join Premier Independence and see if we can, when I mean join, there's no fee, there's no nothing. See if we can do innovation with helping telemedicine at nursing home facilities. And I am happy to try to help doctors do that. I think as many physician verticals that we can get in telemedicine is going to make us stronger and stronger and take more and more power away from Wall Street and more power away from those people who have taken it away from doctors. You know, we just rolled over and let it happen. And now we have organizations like SOAP or Innovator MD or Premier Independence who are trying to grapple and get this back. I remember speaking with Paula Mudo, one of the facilitators here about, she was here just facilitating this group about 20 minutes ago. She told me a fascinating figure last year. She said, when you give a private practitioner or a small group of physicians $1, 80 cents of that dollar will go towards healthcare of the patient. When you give $1 to, for example, an HMO or a Wall Street run group, and I'm not putting down One Medical or Kaiser or any HMO that's out there, for those doctors, good luck. But when you give $1 to them, 30 cents of that $1 is spent on patient healthcare. The rest is spent on layers and layers and layers and layers of bureaucracy. And these are the same Wall Street middlemen that take our money as physicians and deliver very poor healthcare. Richard Nixon started HMOs way back in 1972, thinking this was some great way. And they promised to cap, the rise of medical expenses. They didn't. All they did was Wall Street came and they just took all our money as it was just rising and rising. And so a great point for SOAP and a great point for Innovator MD and a great point for Premier Independence is, here's a great example. If you go to a locum tenens company, they will charge the county or the hospital $270 an hour. They will turn around and pay the doctor $190 an hour. So if you work that out, that's $300,000 a year to the physician. And then the greedy Wall Street middlemen who have no business telling us how to take care of patients, what are the priorities, they keep $225,000 of that contract. So $300,000 for the doctor, which sounds like a lot of money, but you can really see where the money and the profit is going. $225,000 to middle management. So I am asking everyone who wants to work in a senior citizen's home or wants to do telepsychiatry or wants to somehow get telemedicine involved, please contact me, telehealth@premierindependence.com. We fight for doctors. That's what we do with our partners, the Physicians Organizing Committee. We send all our doctors to do malpractice through the Medical Insurance Exchange Corporation. We partner with Innovator MD. We are here to help doctors. Thank you, Yuli, so much for doing this. This is not the greatest innovation, okay, Yuli, we're not really making a lot of money, but we're here to help doctors.
Thank you, Sridhar. That was inspiring and also helpful for physicians who are looking to innovate and also gain some independence from the system.
Yuli, what you've done here with this conference and this organization is amazing. Thank you for all your effort. You're an unsung hero. you just pop up on the screen, all the innovators, entrepreneurs, and doctors say, oh, hello, hello, then they say stuff. Yuli, thank you so much for helping doctors.
Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you for being a supporter of Innovator MD, and thank you for what you do for Society of Physician Entrepreneurs. And I
Thank
hope
you.
This partnership continues for a long time. Okay, now we are coming.